Right now at 5, the same type of crash happens at the same intersection for the second time in a week.
We're going to see nice sunny skies over the next couple of days, but colder temperatures return this weekend. I'll have those details coming up.
Plus, a teenager gets stuck in a drainage pipe while sledding and has people asking the same question.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
Meteorologist Donald O'Keefe, good morning.
Good morning and happy Wednesday, January 28th now.
Wow, we are flying by with January.
It's going quickly, and I think it's because we've gotten so many seasons within January. You know, we started off so warm and then winter hit us full force, but you know, we got the winter I was asking for, just maybe a little bit more of it than I had been asking for.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, was you start off January nice and warm, and like it is January, we are in winter, so we do expect to get the snow and the cold, which is what we got this past weekend.
Definitely. I'm not sure everybody was a fan, but you know, we're starting to clear out. Roads are starting to get a little bit more clear. Some of it is beginning to melt, which is nice.
Yes, it is starting to melt. I mean, we are going to see some nicer, sunnier days. Still on the colder side, but those roadways are looking better. Let's actually take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. We're actually seeing clearer conditions this morning, but like I said, we're going to stay on the colder side, even though it's going to be sunny as we go through today and even into tomorrow. You can see the roadways are looking good in downtown Pittsburgh right now. So like a lot of those roadways, especially the main roadways, should be pretty clear. Some of the side roads still might take a little bit of time to get clear though, but for the most part, everywhere's getting more drivable. US 69 in Baxter Springs, you can see snow on the sides of the road, but the roadways are looking pretty good, but there still could be a couple of slick spots out there. So make sure you're still just driving safe until the road crews are completely done and we start to see some warmer weather. You can still see some slick roadways as we're still around that freezing mark. US 69 at 400, looking pretty good out there. Like I was saying, just be careful there. Like I said, there is still some slick spots and ice on the roadway. 30-second range line. People are out there getting their morning routines going. Kids are probably getting up, doing their thing. Like I said, you're probably going to need warm coffee because like the temperatures are going to be on the colder side. 20th range line, same thing. Roadways looking pretty good. So looking under our fog tracker. So this is obviously a huge improvement from this past weekend. Pretty much the entire area had very, very low visibility due to that snow, but looking good right now across the area. Driving wise, visibility wise is very good. Taking a look outside, Joplin 12 degrees, Pittsburgh 5 degrees. Like I said, it's still cold out there, and our current temperatures across the region, we can see 4 degrees out there in Iola and Neodesha. You guys are at 3 degrees, 12 degrees in Miami, Bentonville, 16 degrees. And like I said, we're going to see those temperatures get up a little bit. Current feel-like temperatures across the area, anywhere from 4 degrees above zero, 12 degrees there in Miami, 13 degrees it feels like in Columbus. So definitely on the colder side for the next couple of days. Taking a look through time, as we get to about noon today, we're going to see nice sunny skies. Temperatures are going to get up to the upper 20s, even to the mid 30s by the afternoon, but we're expecting colder temperatures by this weekend. I'll have those full details coming up.
Donald, thanks. Authorities respond to a T-bone crash on Missouri 43 last night. The exact same crash occurred less than a week ago at the same intersection. The collision happened at highway speeds when a large moving truck failed to yield at the intersection. Both drivers refused medical care at the scene. Newton County prosecutors have charged Patricia Cotton of Seneca after allegations she supplied marijuana to her underage daughters. Police found messages, photos, and videos on the girls' phones showing marijuana use and possession of at their home, including a photo of the juveniles and Cotton's younger son smoking what appeared to be a marijuana cigarette. Cotton faces charges for delivery of marijuana to minors. And firefighters from Cuba Fire Protection District respond to assist rescue of 2 horses from a frozen pond on Monday. The horses had walked onto the snow-covered ice and fallen through. Firemen broke a path through the ice to lead the horses out of the water to the shore. The horses were taken to Dry Barn, checked in by a local veterinarian, and found to be in good condition. Well, Missouri is celebrating a milestone in road safety with traffic fatalities declining for the third straight year. Preliminary 2025 data shows 911 deaths on Missouri roads, down 5% from the previous year and a 14% drop over 3 years. Governor Mike Kehoe urges drivers to keep it up, buckling up, avoiding distractions, and slowing in work zones. The state launched the updated Show Me Zero plan, aiming for zero fatalities through education, enforcement, engineering, and emergency response. Well, this weather brings particularly dangerous conditions around bodies of waters. Temperatures can drop even more near water. Frozen water may tempt some to try walking on it or participate in icy water. Social media trends. In Reddings Mill, Missouri, the fire district emphasizes that even trained professionals face serious risks when entering cold water. Oklahoma City firefighters conduct crucial ice rescue training on Crystal Lake amid perfect freezing conditions. The team practiced specialized techniques for rescuing victims who fall through the ice, using a unique inflatable boat designed to pull people up through a hole in the center. No lifting required. Officials emphasize this training is critical because ice in Oklahoma is rarely thick or safe enough to walk on.
Under no circumstances is it cold enough, long enough here in Oklahoma for the ice to be thick enough to get on.
The ice can be deceiving, especially with debris and grass concealing the water's edge, making it dangerous to venture too close. While a winter storm can often mean hunkering down and staying put. And for a freight company, that lost time can add up. One Southwest Missouri company has around 450 drivers. A lot of them got stuck in the storm, and some are still stuck in parts of Louisiana and northern Mississippi. The operations manager says the safety of their drivers is its top priority, and when they have a storm like this, the staff is always monitoring the weather and keeping watch over the drivers. Well, a Newton, Kansas teenager is rescued from a drainage pipe. Cale Chapman has the details.
Over the last several days, there's been one question on the minds of people in Newton, Kansas.
How did a 15-year-old get stuck in a drainage pipe like this one?
Kind of mind-boggled on how it even happened, to be honest.
On Saturday, Newton Fire and EMS posted this photo after they responded to a call from Sand Creek Station Golf Course where a 15-year-old was sledding and got stuck in an uncovered pipe.
Yeah, with the snow covering the ground, you've definitely got to be aware of your surroundings because you can't see what might be underneath the snow. Is it, frozen lake, or is it an open drainage hole?
Golf course staff are just as confused as everyone else. The course was closed that day, and General Manager Dustin Hausch says the drainage pipes, which are about a foot wide, should have grates covering them.
Yeah, my reaction initially was there's just no way a person could fit in there. I didn't think it was possible, so it seems to be kind of an incredible feat, and curious to how that happened.
While many people have made light of the situation,
How the heck? That's just insane.
Newton Fire Division Chief of Community Risk Reduction, Andy Harder, says the 15-year-old is lucky someone else was there to help.
Yeah, I firmly believe that that individual is only alive because somebody called for help. If we would have been looking for him without knowing where he was at, it would have been like looking for a needle in a haystack.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Hundreds of thousands remain without power as ice-covered trees continue falling. Plus, some federal agents are leaving the Twin Cities as a high-ranking official arrives to manage operations. And colder temperatures return this week. Donald has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. The K-pop Demon Hunters are back with a new doll collection, and TV character Casey Dutton returns to the Yellowstone franchise. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
First, a Netflix streaming record, then 2 Golden Globes. The success continues for K-pop Demon Hunters as Mattel launches a new toy range inspired by the film.
The music is something that we know really resonates with kids and with fans of all ages, so it just gave us really fertile ground for us to build just, again, this robust line of toys and collectibles.
The dolls were unveiled at this week's Nuremberg Toy Fair. They'll head to store shelves this summer. 3 decades of dedication finally paying off as Joe, the Little Women musical, premiered to a sold-out crowd in London's West End. The new musical was written in the 90s by 3 Los Angeles students inspired by the book Little Women.
Dawn and Christina and I met doing youth theater, and as you do in youth theater, let's write a musical.
They worked for years to launch the show, but say funding dried up after 9/11 and again during the pandemic. The 3 say seeing their musical come to life at London's iconic Royal Theatre feels like a pinch-me moment. Actor Luke Grimes is reviving the role of Casey Dutton in Yellowstone's latest spin-off series, Marshals.
Yellowstone's gone. Same for most of my family. And as for vengeance, day's still young.
The series' newest trailer teases Casey's transition from one-time heir of the Dutton Ranch to a member of the U.S. Marshals Service. Marshals premieres March 1st on CBS and Paramount+. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgardner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
I know there are some Yellowstone fans who are probably excited to see the franchise continue to grow. Well, now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to see some pretty nice skies over the next couple of days. Temperatures still going to be on the cooler side with around the mid-30s to upper 30s, but there is a cold front pushing in this weekend that will drop temperatures back down into the 20s and overnight lows into the single digits. I'll have more details about that cold front coming in soon. Well, it's definitely a definite change from this past weekend. We're seeing nice sunny skies, but temperatures are still on the colder side. Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh, you can see the roadways are looking a lot better. There's still some snow out there, but like I said, you can still see some slick spots on the roadways, even though road crews have worked on removing that snow and ice as well. Taking a look at US 69 at Baxter Springs, you can, like I said, you can see still some snow on the side of the roads, but the roadways should be mostly clear, but still drive carefully because there still could be like some ice and a little bit of snow out there, especially on those back roads. So make sure you're giving yourself enough time. There's no rush to getting to places, and make sure you have enough time to stop at stop signs and stop lights because there could still be some ice and snow on those roadways. 20th range line looking pretty good as well. Not a lot of cars out this morning. People are going to slowly get up and get out the door. 32nd range line as well. You see, like I said, just some cars, but they're driving nice and carefully and slow. Like I said, there's no rush. Let some time go by. Taking a look at our fog tracker. This is definitely a huge improvement compared to this weekend. If you remember, there was very limited visibility during that snowstorm this past weekend. But right now, we're looking pretty good all across the region. Visibility-wise, while driving looks really well. Just like I said, just continue to drive careful for the next couple of days, even into the weekend. So let's take a look at our regional temperatures. So right now, we are in a bit of a high pressure that's kind of keeping the clouds away and things still on the colder side. All across the United States, we're seeing temperatures anywhere from the mid-teens to the 20s, and that's going to pretty much continue over the next couple of days as well. Current temperatures across the region, 9 degrees up there in Nevada, Yates Center, 4 degrees out there to the northwest. We got 9 degrees in Grove, 12 degrees in Joplin. So still pretty cold out there this morning. Temperatures are going to warm up a little bit as we go through the morning. Feel like temperatures, like I said, this is what you feel like on your skin. You still don't want to have any exposed skin. You want to make sure you're bundled up. Yates Center, you still feel like 2 degrees. Miami feels like 12 degrees. We got in Greenfield 11 degrees. So that's what it feels like. So make sure if you're going outside, you don't have any exposed skin because you can still get frostbite, and also you can get hypothermia if you're not dressed appropriately. Let's take you through time. So as we go through the morning into the afternoon, this is at noon today, temperatures are going to be into the upper 20s and lower 30s. Nice sunny skies. Getting into Wednesday afternoon, warming up to about the mid-30s, staying sunny. Going into Wednesday night, we're going to have increasing cloud cover. You can't rule out by Thursday morning there could be maybe a few flurries out there. However, temperatures tomorrow morning will be in the low 20s. Going through Thursday afternoon to about noon, we're going to be warming up to about the mid-30s, even pushing 40 down there in the southern counties. And then by Thursday afternoon, hovering around the low to mid-30s across the region, maybe a few sprinkles in the southern counties that are going to be closer to 40 degrees for us on Thursday afternoon. So for your morning, we're going to see sunny skies all through the day, getting up to 29 degrees by 11 a.m. For your day today, nice and sunny, getting up to a high of 36 degrees. Definitely a lot better than it was this past weekend. For tonight, though, increasing cloud cover, mostly cloudy skies, dropping down to a low of 19 degrees for tonight. For tomorrow, we're going to warm up a bit more, getting up to 38 degrees, partly cloudy skies for our Thursday, and for Thursday night, dropping down to 17 degrees. And we're going to see that cold front start pushing in on Thursday night into Friday morning, and that means we're going to see colder temperatures by this weekend. So 36 degrees today, 38 degrees tomorrow, Friday 31 degrees, and that cold front's going to start making its way in. By Saturday, we can see temperatures drop back into the mid-20s, and then 20 by Sunday, and then 27 by Monday. So we're going to be cold again through the weekend, and those overnight lows Saturday night through Sunday will be back to right around 0 degrees to single digits, but there is hope in sight. We can see temperatures rebound back into the low 40s by next Wednesday, so we're definitely looking forward to that. That's a look at your full forecast. Here's Sam with Health Watch.
Thanks, Donald. Wildfires are causing thousands of strokes across the U.S. An Emory University study found that wildfire smoke is reversing decades of improvements to air quality. New technology is helping people with physical and neurological issues get back on their feet. Marley Ginter has more on the zero-gravity device.
Step by step,
we're going to cinch this up.
New technology is giving people with physical and neurological impairments the hope that they will one day walk naturally again.
I would say patients love it.
Dr. Ryan Ebersold is a physical therapist at Marshall Hospital, where they're demonstrating this zero-gravity robotic therapy device that allows patients to move around on foot without the fear of falling.
It just offloads a portion of a patient's body weight, allowing them to move a little bit freer.
The harness is connected to a grid in the ceiling, allowing protected movement across an entire room.
I found it very stabilizing. I felt that it helped me walk more normal.
I got polio when I was 3 years old. Once I got into it and I felt how snug it was and I did fall, and it caught me right away.
Diane Marchese is hopeful that therapy will eventually allow her to move around without assistance.
I've been doing it now since October, and I'm getting better and better. And my goal is to get out of here walking.
It's very impressive, and it just gives them such an independence.
Harnessing new technology.
The little things, taking the stairs instead of the ramp, or being able to walk a little bit quicker, or just feeling like they're a little bit more balanced.
And offering a chance to change the lives of those who struggle to take a step. Marley Ginter, CBS News.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, the Joplin Humane Society issues a call for help restocking a necessary pantry.
And we're going to see sunny skies through the week, but colder temperatures are returning this weekend. Those details coming up.
The Pittsburgh City Commission prepares to address a property tax issue. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:31. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm meteorologist Donald O'Keefe. Good morning.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. And it's, I believe, already January 28th. Let me check my date so I'm not telling you guys wrong. It is the 28th. Chris and I do that all the time. And usually it's him getting it wrong and I have to correct him. But when he's not here, I'm like, oh, if I get it wrong, he'll never let me live it down. So
yeah, we're flying by in January. January 28th, 2026. And, it didn't feel like it was January at the beginning of this month, but this past weekend, it definitely felt like it was.
It was like winter held off, and then it was like, oh, you thought I wasn't coming? I'm here now, and gave us all of winter at once. I know I had been begging for snow. I was like, I want a little snow. I want it to feel, like winter and be able to break out my sweaters and enjoy it because we had a 70-degree Christmas. And then I was like, you know what? You could take some of it back. You can take some of that back.
Yeah, I mean, it came in, it was like, hey, don't forget, I am still here. Winter was like, yeah, I'm still here. And we're still kind of experiencing some wintry conditions in terms of the cold over the last couple of days. Let's take a look at downtown Pittsburgh right now. We have clear conditions. However, like I said, we're still experiencing that cold that lingers behind that system that pushed through this past weekend. That will continue through the week and even into the weekend. Looking clear. The roadways are looking pretty good for downtown Pittsburgh right now, even out there at US 69 to Baxter Springs. Person's driving a little bit quick, but that's okay. I mean, there's still a lot of roadways look pretty good right now, but there could still be some slick spots on these roadways, even though the road crews have been working around the clock to get them clear. But because of how cold it is, there could still be some slick spots. Like you can see right here at US 69 and at 400, you can still see a little bit of ice there on the road. So just watch out for those little spots out there. 32nd and Range Line looking pretty good as well. A lot of the roadways, those main roadways are looking good. Those back roads might be still could be worked on. There could still be some more snow and ice on those back roads for us as well. Taking a look out at 20th and Range Line as well. Looking good out there. People are getting up, getting their morning routines going, getting that warm coffee. You're going to need it. Like I said, those cold temperatures are going to be lingering through the morning. Looking at our fog tracker, looks really good right now visibility wise. Like I said, compared to this weekend, you could barely see anything, but now we're seeing better driving conditions visibly wise. Taking a look outside, 12 degrees there in Joplin, 7 degrees in Pittsburgh. It's feeling cold out there. Across the region, we're seeing anywhere from 4 degrees out there in Yates Center, Iola, 3 degrees. Neosho, you guys are at 12 degrees, a little bit warmer. 16 degrees there in Bentonville, not too bad, but like I said, make sure you are bundled up because temperatures are going to be slowly increasing through the day. And like these are the feel-like temperatures. Like I said, this is if the wind chill values. If you have any exposed skin, you want to make sure you're covered up because frostbite and hypothermia can set in very quick. Anywhere from 2 degrees there in Yates Center, warmer out to the east, 13 degrees. It feels like in Joplin. And as we go through today, we're going to see nice sunny skies. Temperatures are going to get up to about the mid-30s by this afternoon with those sunny skies, but cold is coming again this weekend. I'll have those details coming up.
Donald, thanks. The Joplin Humane Society needs your help to feed hungry pets. Positive Connections' mission is to keep pets with families who love them by stocking a pet food pantry. However, supplies are at a critical low. They're in need of cat and dog food.
We've come across a lot of elderly individuals who rely on like Meals on Wheels and things like that. And they will actually use that food that's intended for them to feed their pets. So as part of this program, we're able to help make sure that person is getting the nutrients they need and their pet is getting the nutrients they need as well.
There are many ways you can donate. You can find links to order specific items for Positive Connections at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, community members gathered at the Joplin Library to honor the memory of Holocaust victims through powerful readings and reflection. January 27th marks the day Soviet troops liberated the Auschwitz concentration camps in 1945. Volunteers shared poems, dialogues from plays, and first-hand accounts of the Jewish people from the very beginnings to the end of the Holocaust.
The people who attended tonight know more than most do about the Holocaust. But we wanted to provide them with some extra perspectives from the point of view of the people who actually experienced it, historical documents that explain how such a horrible thing could come about.
The United Nations designated January 27th as International Holocaust Remembrance Day in 2005. Pittsburgh property owners could soon see tax relief after a city budget mistake. The Pittsburgh City Commission held a meeting amid public concern over a recent hike in property taxes. KOAM's Kenny Foreman finds out how the city is planning to respond to the issue.
When Pittsburgh residents received their property tax bill for 2026, they may have noticed that the number was unusually high. The city noticed this as well, prompting them to have a discussion.
It was an error that had never happened as long as I've been on the commission, and I've been 12 plus years, and the way we fix it going forward, we'll make sure it never happens again.
The error? When the city submitted their budget to Crawford County to assess its valuation, they accounted for more items than the county asked for, resulting in an increased mill rate. It's a mistake that City Manager Darren Hall says was simply clerical.
We read the instruction sheet and we interpreted it different, that we were supposed to leave those in. And so our staff left that in the total. So when the county got the number at the end of the year to give us our tax dollars, they in fact removed that number, and that created a higher mill rate than was intended when we submitted our budget.
At the end of the meeting, the commission approved an intent to lower the mill rate for 2027 by 1.152 mills. Mayor Chuck Munsell says while it might not seem like an easy task at the moment, he's urging everyone to have confidence that the mistake will be corrected.
We have to lower the mill back to original number. By doing this, we have to start out the 2027 budget with a negative of $207,000. We're not on track right now, but going forward, we, the commissioners, are going to be more involved in the budget process and be better stewards of the taxpayers' money.
The city manager says they plan on working more closely with the county before submitting the 2027 budget while maintaining confidence in the commission's abilities.
I think they did a good job the other day explaining kind of how we got here, and we understand that we need to do a better job with our own numbers as well. But I think the commission's taken a nice proactive step to correct the error and make it what we intended it to be when we submitted the budget, and we'll go from there next year.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
During the meeting, they discussed plans to improve computer software systems to assist with finances with hopes of improving accuracy in the future. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The president announces major tariff increases on a key trading partner. Plus, a major state governor launches an investigation into alleged censorship on a popular social media app. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, President Trump says he's raising tariffs on South Korea because its legislature has not yet approved the trade deal the two countries reached last year. In a social media post, the president announced that tariffs on products like automobiles, lumber, and pharmaceuticals will increase from 15% to 25%. According to the latest census data from 2025, South Korea is the United States' 8th largest trading partner. The new American version of TikTok is already under scrutiny after some users accuse the app of suppressing anti-ICE or anti-Trump content. Now, California's governor says he's launching an investigation into the complaints. Kelly O'Grady has the details.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is taking aim at the popular social media app TikTok. Writing on X, "It's time to investigate. I am launching a review into whether TikTok is violating state law by censoring Trump-critical content." The Democrat said some users had complained they were barred from posting the phrase Epstein.
This is going to be American operated all the way.
It comes just days after ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese owner, said it had finalized a deal to set up a majority U.S.-owned joint venture that will secure U.S. data and avoid a ban here in the U.S. But since the announcement, users say they have noticed a change.
TikTok is now censoring our content a lot more now.
TikTok USA is broken.
What in the is going on with my FYP?
Over the weekend, TikTok users reported seeing the same videos repeating on their For You page, some content not displaying, and new posts getting 0 views. Other users also accused the app of censorship, claiming videos critical of ICE and the recent killing of Alex Preddy was what caused the difficulties to post.
We are posting factual, political information, and they are censoring our content.
But TikTok denied those claims and says the glitches users experienced were due to a power outage at a U.S. data center. In a statement, they said, quote, "We've publicly confirmed we're having ongoing technical issues impacting all U.S. users. It would be inaccurate to report that this is anything but the technical issues we've publicly confirmed."
Now, it's important to note that this deal for the U.S. portion of TikTok was just finalized last week, so it will likely take some time for any real changes to flow through to the app. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, New York.
That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to see temperatures stick into the low to mid 30s pretty much through the week. We're going to see nice sunny skies until we get to about Thursday into Friday when a cold front's going to be pushing in, dropping those temperatures back down into the upper teens and lower 20s. And we could even see overnight lows back into the single digits, even below 0 as well. But there is hope in sight. We could see temperature rebound back into the 40s by next week. I'll have a complete look at your week forecast coming up after the break.
Southern growers aren't out of the woods yet when it comes to extreme cold. An update in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute as crews work to clean up the damage from this weekend's powerful winter storm. Parts of the South are preparing for another blast of Arctic air. In the bullseye, Florida's fruit and citrus crops. Experts tell us temperatures in the Orlando area could get down into the mid to low 20s. And they say those temperatures on top of high wind speeds could damage the crops. Ahead of it, farmers are running sprinklers over their fields with the idea that the freezing water will generate a bit of heat and protect those crops. Now, Amazon says it's shutting down its Fresh and Go locations. That impacts about 70 stores across the country. It says some locations will be converted into Whole Foods markets and that it plans to open an additional 100 locations in the next few years. Amazon said the closures are part of an effort to prioritize investments. And while portions of the country may have almost shut down due to the winter storm, work on the farm and ranches continued. The Texas Farm Bureau capturing some of the scenes from busting up ice at the water trough and everywhere else to making sure all the animals are well fed. Ranchers just threw on some extra layers before heading out to do the work. In snow days from school, that just means extra helping hands on the farm. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agro.com.
Now let's take it over to Donald with a look at your forecast.
Well, the snow has stopped falling from this weekend storm, but the cold temperatures are going to be sticking around for the next couple days. And even into the weekend, we might even get colder as well. Take a look at downtown Pittsburgh. You can see clear skies. The roadways are looking better, especially on the main roadways, even though there is still some snow on the ground. That's not going to be melting anytime soon. US 69 at Baxter Springs. So a lot of the main roadways should be clear by now. There still might be a few slick spots out there with the snow and ice, but those back roadways are going to be the ones that are going to be taking some time to get more clearing and also to get that snow and ice off of there. So still give yourself enough time to drive slow to your places. You know, if you're just slow down a bit, give yourself enough time to stop at stop lights and stop signs. If there's a car in front of you, give yourself like about 3 to 4, even 5 car lengths behind them. Just give yourself enough time to slow down because, like I said, there could still be some slick spots out there because it's still so cold as well. Take a look at 20th Rain Line. Not too bad. People are getting out, do their morning routines, probably getting that warm coffee. It is definitely going to be needed with how cold it is. 32nd Range Line as well. They're going to get a bit busier out there, and it's a good thing that those road crews were working around the clock. We really appreciate them to get those roadways clear. Taking a look at our fog tracker. This is visibility. Remember, this weekend it was so incredibly dense, we couldn't really see anything with that heavy snow, but everywhere looks pretty good visibility-wise. Driving, but like I said, still take care when you're still drive slow on those roadways. Taking a look at our regional temperatures, mostly across the United States. So like I said, we're still going to be pretty cold out there. We're getting a little bit of an influx of southwesterly winds that are going to be bringing in some more air, but for the most part, it's still going to stay cold pretty much for the next couple of days. Taking a look at our closer look at our temperatures across the area. 11 degrees there in Monette, Stockton 6 degrees, Iowa 3 degrees, Joplin 12 degrees, Independence 5 degrees. So it's still very cold out there. We're going to be warming up a little bit. Taking a look at our fuel-like temperatures, these are wind chill values. So we're seeing temperatures still below zero out in Independence. You guys are a little bit of a cold spot. 3 degrees below zero. Yates Center, 2 degrees. Pittsburgh, you guys are on the warmer side, about 12 degrees above zero, 14 degrees there in Columbus. So we're a bit warmer out to the east and colder out there to the west. And that's going to be the trend over the next couple of days. Let's take it through time here. So this is at noon today. We're going to see clear skies, temperatures into about the upper 20s and lower 30s across the region. Getting into the afternoon, pretty much the entire region is going to see anywhere from about the mid-30s, maybe even pushing 40 down there to the southeast in those counties. Taking a look at tonight, we're going to see some increasing cloud cover. You can't rule out maybe a few flurries tonight through tomorrow morning, and we're going to see temperatures about the low to mid-20s across the area. Getting into Thursday afternoon, there's still some of those snow flurries up to the north, you guys are going to be in the upper 20s, lower 30s. But further south in those southern counties, you guys could get closer to 40 as well. Moving into Thursday afternoon, temperatures are going to start dropping back into about the mid-30s because a cold front is going to be pushing in, dropping temperatures down again by Thursday into Friday. Starting your day for today, sunny skies through the morning, getting up to 29 degrees by 11 a.m. For your high today, getting up to 36 degrees, nice sunny skies. Winds are going to be on the calmer side for tonight. We're going to see mostly cloudy skies. Like I said, maybe a few flurries, dropping down to a low of 19 degrees. For your day tomorrow, we're going to get a bit warmer, 38 degrees across the region. Partly cloudy skies, winds out of the northeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tomorrow night, we're going to drop down to 17 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Remember, Thursday night into Friday is when that cold front is going to start pushing in, dropping temperatures down. Taking a look at our 7-10 day here, 36 by today, 38 by tomorrow, dropping in down to 31 by Friday, and then we're going to drop back into the low 20s by this weekend because of that cold front that's going to be pushing through. We're going to stick through the 20s until Monday, but there is hope in sight. We can be back into the low 40s by next Wednesday. That's a complete look at your forecast. Here is Sam with sports.
Thanks, Donald. Today in sports. After dominant performances by the Pitt State men's and women's indoor track and field teams in Friday's Rumble in the Jungle meet, a trio of gorillas have earned weekly recognition. On the track, Caden Williams is the MIAA Men's Indoor Track Athlete of the Week after setting a school record in 600-yard run and helping the 4x400 meter relay team set a meets record on Friday. Freshman Xavier Byers has received the MIAA Men's Indoor Field Athlete of the Week honors, securing a high jump victory with a meet record leap of over 7 feet. And on the women's side, Belle Peters has earned the conference's Women's Field Athlete of the Week award following a victory in pole vault with the second best height clearance in all of the Division II this season. Yesterday, the first NCAA Division II National Track and Field Rating Index was released, and the Pitt State women's squad sits at the top, ranked first in the nation. The Gorillas men's team also receiving a high ranking, sitting at number 2 nationally. That's it for sports. We'll be right back. Well, it's not just kids who are getting out of their homes to play in the snow. Staff at Wonders of Wildlife at Bass Pro in Springfield waddled their penguins out in the snow. The Gen 2 penguins enjoyed the snow while basking in the sunshine. The experience gave them a taste of the weather in their native Antarctic habitat.
And we're going to see temperatures be into about the mid to upper 30s through the week. Nice and sunny, but there is going to be a cold front that's going to be pushing through by Friday. That's going to drop temperatures back down into about the mid to low 20s across the weekend. And we can't rule out maybe a few flurries of snow as we get into that colder system as well. But there is hope in sight. We can see temperatures rebound back into the upper 30s and low 40s by next week. But let's enjoy these nicer, sunnier skies before the cold front starts to push in by this weekend.